I've taken a day to visit Elgin Vintners in Elgin in order to explore what winemaker Marinda Claassen is doing out here. It's enormously exciting, but I thought in order to really appreciate Elgin as a region, you need to know a little bit of history. Now, in the mid-90s or so, Elgin was an apples and pear region. That's what they did, apples and pears, and for reasons that I won't explain here, South Africa underwent a massive fruit price crash. So in Elgin, it was built on the industry of selling apples and pears. When prices crashed, there was this vacuum of profitability, I guess. And so some pioneering winemakers like Giles Webb and the rest bought land and started planting vines at a rate of knots. And what you saw was up to 2,000 hectares planted in about 3 years' time. It was this crazy growth of vineyards in Elgin. Obviously, Nederburg had already been planting some sort of trial blocks, but really it wasn't a wine region at all. So it was in the mid-90s that this started to happen. But then, as the vineyards started planting, as there was a resurgence, apples and pears made a massive comeback as well. And so, being humans, farmers pulled up all the vines and started planting apples and pears again because, hey, profits! Only about 800 hectares of the 2,000 hectares remains. But here's what you need to note. It's no surprise or even a contentious point that apples and pears are more profitable than farming grapes, especially in South Africa that suffers from a horribly low grape price. But here's the takeaway for you as a wine lover, right? This is not just a history lesson. What you need to know about Elgin is, if we all accept that apples and pears are far more profitable than grapes, then what you can take away from winemakers in Elgin is that they are not in it for the money, but rather in it for the passion of creating amazing wines. I really think this is worth focusing on. This is a region you need to seek out because it is packed full of winemakers who are making wine for the love of the drink. And Elgin Vintners is no exception. They've just finished their brand new tasting room. There's some exciting open garden events taking place in Elgin. So if you are looking for a region to explore, Elgin Vintners is, or Elgin in particular, but Elgin Vintners is a great spot to visit.